Did you know that between the official trailer and artwork, there are already more than 10 confirmed magical creatures for Hogwarts Legacy? And we're going to go through each one of them right now. People of the internet, RetroRaconteur here. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm just a dad who loves games and the stories they tell. We post videos every week here on YouTube and also stream over on Twitch. Today we have another Hogwarts Legacy video, and this one is all about the magical creatures. So far, we only have two official sources to pull from, one being the official trailer and the second being the official wallpaper. We're also going to talk about the implications of these creatures being in the game, because I think they actually give us quite a bit of info into some of the gameplay details being planned for Hogwarts Legacy. Speaking of magical creatures though, let me know a few that you'd like to see in the game and I'll make another video featuring some of the top picks. Alright, for today we'll start with the trailer and then make our way over to the wallpaper, which actually has a few that aren't seen in the trailer. So first up here we have Calves. These little guys have pale gray fur and only come out during the full moon. Our pal Newt Scamander kept a herd of Calves in his briefcase while visiting New York in 1926. A little humorous factoid here about Calves is they have this mating ritual where they perform a series of dance moves. Now these dance moves actually leave patterns in the fields, and of course, muggles are just completely baffled as to what these patterns actually are. By the way, all of the info on our magical creatures today is courtesy of the Harry Potter Wiki, which I will be sure to link to down in the description below. As far as the gameplay implications go, I think the fact that these guys only come out during the full moon just about confirms that we'll have some sort of day-night system in place. Then when you specifically consider the fact that it's only during a full moon, maybe this is a good indication we'll see seasonal weather changes as well, which is something a lot of you have been asking for. Next up, we have Hippogriffs, which any longtime Harry Potter fan should know well. Hippogriffs appeared on both the US and UK covers of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Of course, Buckbeak the Hippogriff played a prominent role throughout the book and helped Sirius Black make his escape. Not only does the trailer confirm Hippogriffs, though, it also confirms we'll actually be able to ride on the Hippogriffs, which is a fantastic confirmation to get this early. The question for me is if this is only in a specific mission or if this is more of a free roam mechanic similar to your horse in a game like Zelda or The Witcher. It's not all peaceful and happy creatures though, because the trailer also shows a shot of Inferi as well as Dementors. Now to be fair here, technically these two aren't considered magical creatures, at least with how the wizarding world classifies magical creatures. Inferi are basically reanimated corpses, while Dementors are actually considered non-beings. That being said, I still think it fits here and think it's worth discussing them here. When it comes to the Inferi, I've seen a lot of speculation around the cave that Harry and Dumbledore visit to retrieve Slytherin's locket in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. There's just one problem here though. It was actually Voldemort who placed those Inferi there, and he used as victims from the First Wizarding War. If it's anywhere close to 1899, then it's possible these Inferi were created by Grindelwald. It's believed Grindelwald sought to create an army of Inferi, so it's entirely possible that he had at least started experimenting with that idea. The Dementors are another well-known entity from the mainline series. Maybe the most interesting part here is that seeing a Dementor would be a strong indication that our journey may take us to Azkaban Prison. In fact, at this shot right here of the trailer, this actually looks like Azkaban to me. If you remember from Prisoner of Azkaban, it was actually a really big deal when the Dementors were brought to Hogwarts and something that Dumbledore staunchly opposed. So they could make a return to Hogwarts for some story-related reason, but I would actually guess that our journey takes us to Azkaban at some point. Graphorns also make an appearance in the trailer, and we see them both docile and hostile, which is no surprise given that Avalanche has confirmed we'll be able to tame certain magical creatures. Graphorns are considered to be very aggressive and quite dangerous. They live in the mountains and have skin stronger than that of dragons, which is capable of repelling most spells. During the late 1800s, Graphorns should be increasingly rare as they were coming very close to extinction. By 1926, Newt Scamander was in possession of the last pair of breeding Graphorns. Up next we have Trolls. Not really much to say here, they appear to be serving a similar role to the one they served in the first Harry Potter book. Trolls were really known for two things: their immense strength and immense stupidity. The trailer also shows a massive dragon, and it appears we'll be getting up close and personal with it during our journey through Hogwarts Legacy. If we take a look at the features of the dragon, we'll see it has a few defining characteristics. First off, we see the horns around its face. From this official screenshot, it actually looks like 5 horns, with 3 on top and then 2 down on the bottom around the mouth. When it takes flight at the end of the trailer, we can freeze it here to see a sharp tail with these little spikes on the end, kind of looks like an arrow. If you read through the Fantastic Beasts description of dragons, this one doesn't really fit 100% with any of them, at least I don't think so. I don't think it's a Hungarian horntail because they were known for having spikes all along their back. Maybe it's a Norwegian ridgeback, which closely resembles a horntail except for the spikes on the back. If I had to guess though, I think I would say it's a Hebridean black dragon, which is native to Britain. The main reason for that guess is because these dragons are known to have a tail tipped with an arrow-shaped spike. They also have brilliant purple eyes. Admittedly, the eyes do look red to me in the screenshot, however they definitely appear more purple in the trailer. Of course, there's always a chance that it's a breed we've never even heard of as well. The question for me, why is a dragon hanging out so close to Hogwarts? Before we jump to the wallpaper, I should also point out we see 2 of the 3 animals which students are allowed to bring to Hogwarts as pets. We see both a cat as well as an owl in the trailer. I have to say, guys, I never really understood the appeal of choosing a toad as your Hogwarts pet, especially over an owl or a cat. But anyway, for all of the toad lovers out there, hopefully Avalanche will hear your cries and have them in the game as well. And again, strictly speaking here, I guess these aren't magical creatures, they're just normal everyday animals, but they do play a prominent role, as we know, in the wizarding world. Now, as for the wallpaper, we do see the dragon yet again looming very close to Hogwarts. There's also another graphorn on the bottom left side of the wallpaper. One interesting note here is this one appears to have a smaller graphorn traveling along with it. Also on the top right, we see yet another owl carrying the mail, and you can also make out the owlery here in the distance. In addition, there are 2 other magical creatures shown here in the wallpaper that actually aren't in the trailer. On the bottom right, we can make out these little pink owl-like creatures known as Fwoopers. Don't let their innocent appearance fool you though. Fwoopers have a high-pitched song that could actually drive the listener insane. In fact, any of these birds that were sold had to have a silencing charm placed on them first. The charm had to be renewed monthly, and anyone wanting to own one of these birds had to have a license to do so. And then we have what is easily the most well-hidden creature on the wallpaper, and that is a giant spider. You can see it here just above the Fwoopers and a little bit to the right. It blends in almost perfectly with the surrounding terrain. And you guys know if giant spiders are in the game, then that all but guarantees we're going to have some missions that take place in the Forbidden Forest. Too bad we won't have Mr. Weasley's Ford Anglia to help us out. And guys, actually, after recording all that original, I found there is a spider in the trailer as well. You can see it right here after this spell is cast. So not only will we be having giant spiders in the game, we'll also be having the tiny baby spiders as well. If you guys are new here and you haven't seen our other Hogwarts Legacy videos, I'm going to throw a playlist up here on the right side of your screen. Check those out when you have time. And as always, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.